Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I know it is super late. Unfortunately, I had to duck out and do some stuff for the trip in a couple of days, and we got caught up at the post office. So there's just lines everywhere and people trying to post stuff for Santa. But what an eventful day today. I did that late show almost midnight Australian time last night, and I said I hope by the time we wake up in the morning, or I wake up, that there would be more news, maybe a name, maybe more, and everything exploded overnight due to a McDonald's worker reporting. Now we know Luigi. He not Mario, Luigi. We always knew he was the one that was trouble. Not the guy dressed in red. It was the green guy. Uh yeah, it all exploded, got reported to the police because he was acting weird. And under 18 minutes ago, he's now been charged with murder. So that report came out just not long ago. If I'm looking right here, yeah, 29 minutes ago. 29 minutes ago, he's now been charged with murder. So there you go, huh? It's pretty everything just we're in a 5-day manhunt and then it's all over. And who had Pennsylvania on their bingo card? Who had Pennsylvania? Anyone? I mean, I think I mentioned that might be where the firearm came from, but I did not have Pennsylvania as a place where they might have captured him. Now, apparently, they reckon he's been there for quite a while. Um, yeah, for at least a few days. Let me see if I can get something for you from the last hour. Good to see everyone in the chat. Hey, good to see everyone. Yeah, here we go. ABC Eyewitness News 30 minutes ago. Let's bring this to you while I set up the rest of the stream. Here we go.
This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
And that breaking news tonight, moments ago, the man arrested in connection with the shooting death of a healthcare CEO in Midtown Manhattan, now officially charged with murder. This story has been changing all day and night.
26-year-old Luigi Mangione is currently being held without bail in Pennsylvania.
We're learning more about his final moments of freedom in a McDonald's restaurant in Altoona.
As for a motive, minutes ago, we learned about a new and explosive clue found in his backpack.
We're covering all the angles of this breaking story tonight. We're going to begin with Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger, live in Altoona, Pennsylvania, with all the latest information. Josh.
And Bill and Sandra, we're here outside that McDonald's where Luigi Mangione's flight for freedom ended at breakfast time today. But as you say, we now know a lot more about his potential motive in this case. 3 sloppily written, handwritten pages in his backpack that law enforcement found here today. They referred specifically to United Healthcare and spoke about his disdain for the healthcare industry, including these specific quotes, quoting now, "These parasites had it coming." And then he continued, quote, "I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but," he said, "it had to be done." He is now done. After 5 days of freedom, Luigi Mangione is now in custody here in Pennsylvania.
Hey, did it die again? This thing, we're gonna get it one day. One day we're gonna get this microphone. How did it mute itself again? Sometimes I think if I touch something accidentally, it turns off. Cause like, yeah, I turned it back on when we came back out of the video. Weird. What I was saying is this, what you see on the screen here, was posted by Legacy. Hey, Legacy. And it goes through basically, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but like an ordeal that his mum went through in the medical system. I'm just trying to. They diagnosed my mother with severe neuropathy. And when she was 41 years old, she said it started 10 years before that with a burning sensation in her feet and occasional sharp stabbing pains. At first, the pain would last a few moments and then fade to tingling, then numbness, and fade to nothing after a few days. And he talks further into this about how it got so bad. It felt like her legs were immersed in ice water or being sort of clamped down in a machine shop vice. So they talk about how that United Healthcare refused to cover advanced imaging for his mom, and that all the authorizations took like weeks and then months. United Healthcare constantly changed their claim filing procedure. They said my mother's doctor needed to fax his notes. Then United Healthcare said they did not save fax patient correspondence and required a hard copy of the doctor's typed notes to be mailed to them. Then they said they never received the notes and they were unable to approve the claim until they had received and filed the notes. They promised coverage and broke their word to my mother. With every delay, my anger surged. With every denial, I wanted to throw the doctor through the glass wall of their hospital waiting room. And he goes on to say, it wasn't them, it wasn't the doctors, it wasn't the receptionists, administrators, pharmacists, imaging technicians, or anyone we ever met. It was United Healthcare. So you want to know about that backstory, and it's written out in plain blood. Plain blood right here for sure. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Yeah, it really is. It sounds like his mum went through a lot. And when the news broke of who this guy was this morning, what was the first thing you all heard? Not his name, not where he came from, but what was the first thing you all heard about this guy, Luigi? Let me guess. Was it that he came from a rich family? Is that what you all heard? I heard the same thing. The first thing I read about this morning after, sort of seeing his name very vaguely, and then I heard they captured him, was that he comes from this sprawling family that are very rich and they're like titans in the industry or whatever. And then you read this story where even with those, I don't know what part his mother has to play or where she sits in the family tree in regards to finances. But you see a family that's obviously got some sort of wealth and money, but they still had their own issues with it. And it seems like his mom, if this is end up being proven and not just a justification for his actions, it could come back as this really is the reason he did all this. And I got to admit, if they can verify his story on this, whatever it is, and I haven't had any time today to really go back and have a look at it, I would say we could all relate. We could all relate to it, right? I think we could. We've all had loved ones who have had excruciating illnesses and either been screwed around by the health system or not got the treatment that they deserved, been misdiagnosed and been screwed around for 12 months until they finally find the next thing. And then they're like, oh, that's what it was all along. So Rachel said the x-ray of his back looked terrible as well. Is that his back or is that just a demonstration? I've seen that image, but I don't see anything here that explains that. Hold on. Sorry, I'm sort of like rushing because I got home and I didn't want you guys to wait any longer. Oh yeah. He says, my own chronic back pain wakes me at night screaming in pain. And that he says, I sought out another type of healing that showed me the real antidote to what ails us. I bide my time, saving my last strength to strike my final blow. All extractors must be forced to swallow the bitter pain they deal out to millions. I think if you ever wanted a follow-up to that documentary about pain and pain pills within the USA, this would make a great follow-up about people who live with pain on a day-to-day basis and what lengths they're willing to go to in their eyes, rectify the situation. Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't make it okay, but you can at least, again, if they can verify this entire story, we can all somewhat understand where he's coming from. Doesn't mean we're condoning it. Just means you can understand his point of view. And yeah, I could definitely get that. But again, it all needs to be verified, because if I was a really smart killer and I was going to go make one of the biggest assassinations in the US history in like the last, I don't know, since July when someone shot at DJT, maybe I would like to have a very convincing and sympathetic backstory as well. So it all needs to be like sort of fact checked first. But if they do and they find out it's true, I mean, horrible. You hear about it, and it sounds like him and his mum have been through quite a lot. But yeah, I don't know what else to tell you about that, except for at least we now know sort of what was going on, sort of maybe why it happened, and it seems like he wanted to take it into his own hands. Yeah, they also say in regards to his in regards to his mother, the first doctor said it was psychosomatic, so it was all in her head. Nothing was wrong, and she just needed to relax, de-stress, and sleep more. That's an interesting prognosis from a doctor. The second doctor said it was a compressed nerve in her spine and that she needed back surgery. It would cost $180,000. Recovery would be 6 months minimum before walking again, 12 months for a full potential recovery, and she would never lift more than 10 pounds of weight again. A third doctor performed a nerve conduction study, electromyography, MRI, and blood tests. Each cost $800 to $1,200 each. She hit the $6,000 deductible of her United Healthcare plan in October, and then the doctor went on vacation, and my mother wasn't able to resume tests until January when her deductible reset. So that means they basically have to start again with like once you get up to the limit, it's supposed to get cheaper, right? And then because there was a time lapse and you got into the new year, that basically meant they had to start again. So she'd have to pay the full cost all over again, right? The test showed that the neuropathy, the 180 surgery, 180,000, would have no effect. They prescribed opioids for the pain. Yeah, she just said that they had a lot of she had constant mental fog and other digestive issues that come along with painkillers. Geez. I'm just trying to read. Over the time of sorrows, they made her more sensitive to pain. So apparently she finally went on to other things like gabapentin and some sort of a steroid. Is it corticosteroid? So she's been on everything. The pain was so bad, I would hear my mother wake up in the night screaming in pain. I would run into her room, asking if she's okay. Eventually, I stopped getting up. She'd yell out anguished shrieks of wordless pain or the word F-U-C-K, stretch and descended to its limits. Oh, yeah. I don't know. So it's either a very clever piece of creative writing or it's someone's awful story and how they lived with their mother during a medical, really bad medical period in their life. So does it say what happened to her eventually? Is she alive? I'm not laughing. I'm just saying, like, you would think she may not be here anymore. I'm not sure. I hope she's alive and doing better today. But he goes on to say that United Healthcare basically tried to trap them within the United Healthcare system and wouldn't release them to get proper care with a different agency, and that they changed the rules suiting like whatever they thought up at the time, and that they couldn't get the help that they really desperately wanted. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder what it could be. Is it creative writing or something like that? Rachel says, I was told the same thing. It's all in your head. This guy had a pretty proficient word with the English language. I've seen a couple of other demonstrations of his writing, and yeah, he's got a good handle of writing quite long and big, statement type pieces. Rachel says, watching someone in his pain is horrible and feeling traumatic. Even at the end of the day, say this is not like what happened fully or whatever, and it's embellished. What does this whole thing do? And we even knew this yesterday, right? Before we knew the name of the shooter. What did it tell us? It told us that it opened up a conversation about healthcare and the type of cover and accessibility to it that people across the USA and the wider world are getting, and are they happy with it or not happy with it? And that's been the underlying conversation for the last almost a week now. Somewhat about Brian Thompson and how he died, and then but a large majority about what the healthcare industry is like and the insurance industry as a whole. So at least it opened up that conversation for people. Oh, that's not good. I'm sorry to hear that. I am sorry. Oh, she's alive. She made a statement. She did. Hold on. Let's try and find it. I'm playing a little bit on the back on the 8 ball tonight because we've been flying around trying to get crap done. Hold on. All right. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, USA Today. Brian Thompson. They just say the family of Luigi put out a statement. They shared a public statement about their son just hours after the Altoona. By the way, that's a weird word for me. In Melbourne, we have a suburb called Altona with only one O. So every time I hear someone mention this particular town name, my brain goes, why are they mispronouncing the town name? They say, unfortunately, we cannot comment on the news reports regarding Luigi. We only know what we've read in the media. Our family is shocked and devastated by his arrest. We offer prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this news. They say the Baltimore area family issued the statement at around the same time New York City prosecutors had charged him with murder. The 26-year-old is currently being held in Pennsylvania, but is expected to be extradited to New York at a later time. They say the family issued the statement from the account of first cousin Nino. And they said, there's obviously several members of that family who are well known, including a member of the Maryland House of Delegates, who most people would know. I'm just trying to see here. His grandmother, Mary, died 2023 at age 92. That's a great age. So his mother's name is Kathleen and is a member of a family that also owns a funeral home in the area. Interesting. They seem to be into a little bit of everything. Apparently, he graduated valedictorian from Gilman School, a ritzy private school. Then went on to graduate, is it cum laude from the University of Pennsylvania. He studied engineering and applied sciences at the Ivy League school. Sounds like he's had a pretty good education. His sister, Maria, is a physician at the University of Texas Southwestern. According to her Vanderbilt School of Medicine profile, Luciana, another sister, is a talented visual artist. They say Luciana is shared a photo of her and her brother smiling on a beach in an Instagram post on Monday, and she wrote, "Praying for you." That's an interesting subtitle for her photo. So that's what they're saying out of USA Today. Oh, you guys can't see it. Good work, Ping. Take that crap down. Yeah, I did read that a lot of people had been reaching out to him, like saying like, "Hey, are you okay? Your family's looking for you," that type of thing. Hey, BC, how are you? Wendy R, Glitter, Mamma Mia, Marilyn Landis, Rachel, Yuda's here. Who else is here? Rachel, Glitter, Bizarre Life was here earlier. Natasha made it. Mamma Mia, Marilyn Landis, Jung Forever. Hey, Jung Forever. Catatonic. Lindy. Hey, Lindy. Peekaboo Cockatiel. Who else do we have here? I think that's about it. By the way, I don't know if Trish said anything. I hope. Well, she is well within her right to spoil something of mine after I ruined her Halloween. So if she did mention something, that's fine. I deserve that payback. But I did tell you guys I would show you the prototypes, or at least the mock-ups for the hoodies, and I'll get your opinions on them. So I'll show you a couple just very quickly, and we'll go back to the story. Trying to jam everything into the show this evening. Here's one of them. So we've actually made 3 different designs. They look a little washed out, but it's just the software that's used to put it on the virtual thing. When they're screen printed, they'll have the paint fleck and the reflective in it, and it'll look really shiny and really bright. So they look a little dull here, but apparently it's just the software. So there's one. And we have another one too. And we pinned Sean's idea of putting the QR code that links to the channel on the back. So let me grab the other one. We did 3. So whoever wins we can pick from any of the 3 designs, and we'll get that printed out, screen printed, and sent to you. Hold on, where's the other one? It's not in that file. It's down here. All right. All right, there we go. So there you go. So it looks a little dull in the photo, but again, where you see the white or any kind of like something that's supposed to look like where you see the white on the edge of the letters, that'll all be reflective, and it'll actually be like throughout the paint there'll be some light sparkle. So in the light it'll reflect. It'll look really cool. It doesn't, apparently, because it's just a mock-up, they can't show you that, but when they screen print the actual ink and the paint, it does show up, and you can select it as one of the options. So it'll look really dope. And yeah, so whoever wins will get to choose, and you can have any color: white, yellow, brown, I don't know, purple, whatever one you want. And we can do, I think it's extra small to like 4XL. I don't think we can go larger than 4XL though. Hold on. And we'll see how this goes. Maybe if we like it, we will do a bigger run in the future for people. If we get a good response, maybe we'll actually sell them in the future. But There's another one. Yeah, it'll have glitter in it. Yeah, I like gray too. I wear gray every day. So, but the black just makes it sort of pop. So that one looks a bit weird. I have to. It's because when they do the mock up, it goes over the laces, so it looks a little warped. But there you go. Yeah, I'll see how this one goes, and we'll see how fast we can get them out, and how fast it takes for the person who gets it to get it. Because like, if it ends up taking like a month or something, I don't want to have to open up sales, and then people are like, "I've been waiting like 6 weeks," and I'll be like, "I don't really want to deal with that." So yeah, so just imagine that those the designs look more solid in real life and more bright. Like they're very, very bright. They're not dull. Although I kind of like that kind of looks like a very pre-loved look. I kind of like that too, but you missed the comp info. I think you'll be all right, Catatonic, because you've sent in donations and you're a member too. So we're giving out one as for people who are a member, but it's a different design. It's this one. I don't have the mock-ups yet. I hope to have them in the coming days. It's these ones. These ones will be the membership giveaway, which will be the emblem one, and the donation one will be the ones you just saw. So the ones in the top corner of the screen right now, these will be either a color one or a black and white one will be given away to anyone who's a member. If you sent in a donation, you'll automatically go into the running for the graffiti style one. Sorry to do it like that, but the samples are super expensive. They are not cheap to do like one run. If we wanted to order like 5,000, they're very cheap. But if I just want to do one of each, they're like about $148 or something like that. Because we're using good quality hoodies. Can use really cheap ones, but they won't last. All right. Yeah, we'll look at it in the future, maybe. It's a big deal when you start selling merch like full time, because it adds like another layer of annoyance. If something messes up, then it's on me, it's on my name. If something, doesn't go right, or someone doesn't get a parcel through, I don't know, USPS or something, it's on me. And I don't not a huge fan of that. Yeah, it's because they're once offs. But if we got like, I think what's the minimum order quantity? Hold on. I think the MOQ was like 200 examples of each design. So we'd have like 600, and it brought the price down to like, I think it was like 28 something. So it's just because these are supposed to be for the creator. So these are supposed to be like something for me that I see if it's any good, and then we do like a production run. But because I love you guys, I just want to give them out to you. Yeah, it would be more of a headache to do like a full run, because the creators don't make that much from it. It's like, I don't know, $3 a sale or something, and then I have to deal with all the aftermath. Yeah, it's like prototypes. So prototyping costs more money than a commercial run. Hold on, guys, hold on. All right, so I don't want to keep blabbing on about it. I want to go back to the true crime. But yeah, there you go. I promised I would show you. Oh, someone's going to ask me why we didn't end up using the original design. And there's a really good reason for that. The original design was this one. Here, I'll show you. So we had some problems trying to retrofit it to a hoodie. It has too many sharp angles, so trying to edit it out, we tried for a couple of weeks and it didn't work. And it just looked really bad. So we went with different designs. I'll show you. Where's that original photo? We had, I think it was this one. I think it was this one. Not 100% sure, but We've done a few since then. Come on, there we go. I think it was this one, but unfortunately, see how it's so jagged? Trying to retrofit this onto a hoodie was like, I spent about a week and a half trying to sit there in Photoshop, trying to kind of cut out all the brick wall and get this to. It just looks really bad. This looks all very jagged, and it doesn't look nice on. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look like this, where you get sort of like a design and it's just there. It just looked very great photo, just not very good for a hoodie. Yeah, for a production run, I think it was $28 for that's the wholesale price. So we would have to sell them for, I don't know, 50, $60 or something. That means they would take a profit and I would get something. You might be. You might be. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are very kind. Stickers. We could do stickers. What would you do? Would I get in trouble if you guys put them all over a train or something and then people said that you're graffitiing or something? All right, let's get back to true crime. No more. Yeah. You know, we don't normally do stuff like that. So, but I promised I would show you what the progress was was happening. All right, let's keep going back to the CEO thing. Let's head to. Let's go here. Come on, load. I feel like StreamYard just gets slower and slower each week we use it. Let's go. I know everyone's already seen this, but since we haven't done it on this channel, I just want to play just a couple of minutes of this.
This is an ABC News special report.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. We are coming on the air because multiple law enforcement officials say a person of interest is now being questioned in the New York City murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. They say he's identified as 26-year-old Luigi Mangione. Here's New York City Mayor Eric Adams with an update.
Thompson of United Healthcare was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Our officers have been working around the clock. Many of them did not go home to pursue this individual. It was crucial that we were able to remove him off the streets of America, and we were going to seek him out no matter where he was at the time. And so this is a strong person of interest. The police commissioner and chief of detectives will go over where we are right now in the investigation. He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for. He's also in possession of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident.
I found it very interesting. He stopped talking about his imaginary net. Did you notice that? He didn't tell us that the net had finally closed over the, suspect. And the whole thing I find very hilarious about this is one, it was a McDonald's worker who basically was the big break in the case. And they admitted that they had no idea who they were looking for before that McDonald's employee called them up to report a strange guy inside of their workplace. That tells you everything. Like, we were talking about it last night. And we were saying, we don't think anyone, they have any idea who this guy is. They keep talking about an imaginary net that keeps closing. I told you they were using language to make it seem like they were very close, but they had no idea. They had no clue who this guy was. And I hope that McDonald's worker, if they don't get that $60,000, everyone should riot again. That worker deserves every dollar. Every dollar. It's being said a person in McDonald's asked, well, split it with that person. I don't care who does it. But I hope they get the reward, because I'm so sick of hearing about people who call in and try and help, and then some technicality makes it so they don't get the money. Give them the money. Otherwise, why will people call in the future or report something weird? Give them the cash. They then said the Peak Design CEO reached out to them and they can trace those backpacks. So much tracing, so much hacking. It reminds me of that 1996 movie Hackers. Yeah, they didn't know anything. They had no idea. I think that was the direct quote. Hold on, do I have it? I think I posted it earlier. Let's see. Here. They said Luigi does not have a criminal history, and police said his name was not on their radar until his arrest in Pennsylvania today. Meaning they just had no idea. Nothing. I'll ask you a hypothetical. If that worker never called in, how long do you think it would have been until the police would have figured it out without a tip? I think it could have been months. I think we could have been doing this for at least another month or maybe into 2025. Not saying they're useless. I'm just saying it's a pretty difficult case. You got a guy that used fake IDs, was able to get back outside of the city, and you guys you like no record of him. So it makes it a very difficult manhunt. It's a pretty hard search. I think he would have killed somebody else. His manifesto said parasites, not parasite. Well, maybe he just meant the entire healthcare industry as a whole. There's another CEO in the Altoona area, is there? Oh my god. April B says YouTube isn't. How dare they? They're racist against Aprils. We're going to have to start a party. We'll call it April's Comments Matter. And we'll go march on the steps of Washington, D.C. We'll fix it for you. Gayla says, why was he so stupid as to keep wearing a mask? If he hadn't worn it, he was harder to notice. Do you think he looks like, when he's not wearing the mask, if he was walking around in your local area, do you think he is someone you would have called into police about? Like, when you see that guy, do you go, yeah, I think that guy was that shooter? I mean, somebody did do that today, but you personally, yeah, I don't know why that happens. Yeah, let's get a photo up of Mr. Luigi. By the way, they have new photos of him after they stripped him down in jail. Not naked, but they took a lot of his, they took all of his jackets. He has no jacket. No more jackets. Here, where is it? They're not going to show it? All right, hold on. They have it in the lead article, but they don't have it in the actual article. Yeah, I'll load it like this. There we go. He's got his, what do you call this? The turtle jacket or straight jacket or whatever you want to call it. And look, they took his jacket away. He has no jacket. He's jacketless. He's jack of all jackets. He peed himself to what? Is that a real thing? Or are you just joking? It's weird how it does. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. But there you go. You can see him there in his that blue thing. Sometimes they're green. In Florida, I think they're green, not blue. That's an ugly picture. I've seen better ones. He's a weird dude. It's like depending on what angle you look at him at, it's like very, very different. Like those ones that the cameras are over the head like that, he looked like a very different guy. And if you sort of look at him side on, he looks like a very different guy too. Look at his jeans. All right. Why would he piss himself? Was he just like, I want to be a smelly bastard for you cops? Maybe he was like, I'm going to make you guys. Maybe he did pee himself. Maybe he's like, you guys haven't let me use the bathroom in 2.5 hours. I don't know. That is weird. That is very strange. S-word vest. That is right. Glitter says, I don't know. The cop said he started shaking when he asked him if he'd been to New York. So, do you have a bike? Do you have a very specific gun that's used to put down large animals? Yeah, that's I mean, I guess his mindset would have to have been that he was gonna get caught. That's the thing that I don't understand, right? You go to take this type of giant, like, mission. You're gonna go from wherever into New York. You go there via Greyhound. You stalk the CEO. You get there hours before he does, and then you finally come face to face with him, and you shoot him. Don't you think he would have a much better plan than just to be walking around Altoona at a McDonald's? Like, I rented an Airbnb under a fake name, and I only get food delivered to my door, and then no one ever sees me. I just have it like leave it at front door, and then you get groceries delivered, but leave on front step or whatever. I find that weird that he's just so blasé about walking around in public. I mean, maybe he was trying the whole um, blending in like with other people and trying to melt into the background, but I would have thought he would have had a better plan B. Not the one that gets rid of babies, like the one that's like a second plan of his, thing. Glitter says, I would have headed to Canada if I wanted to get away with this. Canada? You head to Mexico. Go to Mexico. Ain't no one ever gonna find you. They can't find Hannah. They're not gonna be able to find him. April B says, I think he was a bit arrogant and thought he might not get caught. And when he did, he was shocked. Yeah. He could do that as his family has money. That's what I would have thought. Hire an Airbnb, make sure you do it like very far in advance, and make sure they never really fully meet you. Even if maybe make it a friend, not you, and then rent it. Say it's a long-term rental for like a year, and then you can hide out there after and get food delivered. And sorry, Rory, what do you know about this? Do you have a comment, Rory? What do you know about the murder? Nothing? Shh. Then shush. You have to shush. Okay. Rory's decided that she is now a YouTuber. Here she comes. Hi, baby. All right. Yeah, meow. Hey, Rory. Hey, girl. She's like, give me food. She just wants food. Hey, baby. Rory. Yeah, so I know. I don't know if I can. Rory, do you want to come up? Hold on, guys. Come here. She's here. You can't really see her very well, though. Here you go. Do you want to come up here? Rory. Don't step on the keyboard. She muted me. There you go. She's gone now. There you go. Muppet might come up and visit later. He's taken to sleeping on my lap. Her bean toes will start typing. Yeah, she tried to walk on the keyboard. There you go. There's Wowie. All right. Yeah, he could have said, I'm researching for a part about a shut-in that never, comes out into public. I'm an actor. I work in Hollywood. I'm deeply into my method acting. I'm taking this very seriously. Rory needs her own kitty cam. Yeah, maybe we were thinking of putting something over here because there is space for a cat bed just over. You guys can't see it, but like this way, there's space for a cat bed here. But I don't know. They'd probably fight over it. They don't like when one of them gets something and the other doesn't. Glitter says my cat's being toast hit somebody from chat earlier when I was modding in Gavin Fish's live. Gavin Fish. Isn't he the guy that did a bunch of... Isn't he the one that does the Madeline Soto documents as well? Isn't he the guy that puts his name all over them? And he's like, "These documents are from Gavin Fish. Don't you claim they're not mine?" I think I've seen him around a few times. All right. Let's see what else we have up here. But yeah, very interesting. By the way, no updates about the woman found in Sydney, I don't think either. Not today. Hold on. Yeah, no, I don't have an update for the woman that was found in Botany, not Mascot. Uh oh. Oh, okay. No, there is an update. Do you guys want to go to that for a couple of minutes and then we'll come back to the CEO? We'll give you an update in the botany in Sydney investigation. This one's New South Wales police continuing to investigate alleged murder after a woman's body found in Botany. They're saying here, though, listen to these new details. The horrific discovery of a decomposing body of a woman wrapped in plastic was only noticed after an early morning jogger was distracted by an odd smell in the park near Sydney Airport. So decomp, like everyone says that decomp is a smell that you will never get out of your nostrils ever. Like you will never forget it. So the fact that some of the information we got already was that her body was highly decomposed. They believe she'd been there for some period of time, and now we hear that an early morning jogger had been distracted by the smell of the dead body. That's very sad. The Daily Telegraph reported the jogger who discovered the body had smelt the stench during their morning run before contacting police. Superintendent Doherty said the degree of decomposition was making it difficult to identify the body, but he urged anyone with information to contact police. They said, unfortunately, the body was in a severe state of decomp, so that makes the timeline a bit more difficult. We're looking at days or weeks that the body may have been out there. The body was covered in plastic in an attempt to hide the body, not far from the footpath, and at this stage we are treating it as suspicious for obvious reasons. Then they still haven't figured out if they're missing a woman. No missing people. No, like, my sister didn't come home last night. Nothing like that. That's very odd. Hold on. Sean knows all about it. Is he even here tonight? No, he's not here tonight. It is very peaceful there, but not when you have a dead body. So no ID on her yet. No idea who she is or how long she's been there. Very odd place to find a body. It's not like it's right next to the airport. Let's see if we can find anything else. Place on the scene of Foreshore Road. Let's go to The Guardian. They say gruesome discovery. Passerby finds woman's body wrapped in plastic near Sydney Airport. There's a bit of a look at it. We had a small look at the area last night. A woman whose body was found wrapped in plastic and dumped in bushes near Sydney Airport was more than likely murdered. Why? Is this some sort of new funeral arrangement where you're like, yes, I'd like the murder treatment, please. So when I die, wrap me in plastic and then, dump me near the airport for someone to discover after I become severely decomped. I don't think that's an option. I don't think you can select that. This is not like going to a prostitute where you're like, I'd like the girlfriend experience, please. I'd like to watch movies and cuddle in bed and maybe we'll have sex after, but I don't want it to be transactional. It's not like that. I don't think you can just ask for that at the counter. I reckon it probably was Sean. Someone should raid him. It was either him or his bird, one or the other. No, I don't. I mean, if you're asking about this one, I don't think this one is a serial killer. I know you're asking about a different one, but I don't think this one would be either, because police would have a pretty good idea if other women were showing up wrapped in plastic across the city. They would be like, oh, this is the third one we've had in about, 4 months. Something odd is going on. So yeah, she didn't wrap herself in plastic, so I don't think this is like a self-done type of thing, or she died from a drug overdose and someone dumped her body. I don't think so. You don't go to this type of effort for that. You just dump them on a street corner. You don't dump them in bushland. Sean said, I tried to look up that underwater structure. It may be an oyster bed laid by fisheries to promote flat oysters that died out about 20 years ago. Oh, that weird thing we saw yesterday? Yeah, I don't know what that was, but you might be right. Are you allowed to eat oysters in Sydney anymore? I know they have a toxin at one point that you're not allowed to eat them. Yeah, so no idea on the identity of the woman found in Sydney, and they're saying because of how badly decomposed she was, it might be down to dental or DNA, or if they get a tip about who she is. What does it say? What? Wait, hold on a second. Yeah. New South Wales police have launched a major homicide investigation after the body of a mystery woman was spotted in the shallow water just off Foreshore Drive Road at Botany in the city's southeast about 7:30 a.m. on Monday. Did any of you hear that she was found in water? I haven't heard that. I heard she was found in the on the ground. That must be a typo. Oh, Damien Shaw. I know his brother, Daniel. I in the water. Here, the body of the mystery woman was spotted in shallow water. No, see, you go to this other story right here. That's got to be wrong. They say the severely decomposed body of a woman has been found covered in plastic in dense bushland near Sydney Airport in what police believe was an attempt to conceal the body. So I don't think she was found in water. I think someone got misreported. I don't think someone, yeah. I mean, the water would help to explain the severe state of decomposition, but yeah, it doesn't make sense when no one else is reporting that. Yeah, let's listen to Danny Doherty. It sounds like an actor.
And provide an update on a situation that unfolded from this morning. About 7:30 this morning, police received information from a member of the public who was out walking, who believed they had located a body adjacent to Foreshore Drive at Botany, just south of Hale Street. Police responded, met that person who led them to where they believed the body was, and did in fact confirm it was a body. At that point in time, established a crime scene and activated specialist police to assist with the investigation into the circumstances surrounding that body. That member of the public has assisted police and been provided support by police for what was no doubt a confronting situation at that time. And the investigation, as I said, has been commenced and is ongoing. I'm going to pass you now to Detective Superintendent Danny Doherty, Commander of the Homicide Squad, for some more comment.
Thanks, Andrew. Afternoon, everyone. Detective Superintendent Danny Doherty, Commander, Homicide Squad, State Crime Command. As Superintendent Garner just outlined, the body, which was found just off Foreshore Drive, has now been identified as a female. Identity is still unknown, still early days in the investigation. The body was
I think he may just have said the word identity too many times because he's like, "Yeah, we just like to confirm to you that the identity has been confirmed as a woman, although we don't have a name and we don't know where she came from. But you know, her identity just hasn't been confirmed yet." It's like, come on, buddy, you're speaking in double negatives. You can't you can't do that. You can't be like, she's been identified as a woman. I mean, that sounds very odd. It sounds like we're, you know, talking about other types of people here. His accent is very thick. You think so?
Covered in plastic. Covered in plastic in an attempt to hide the body. The victim was only metres away from the side of the road in Foreshore Drive. It's a very busy thoroughfare. Unfortunately, the length of time the body has been there is still unknown. There's in a severe state of decomposition, so that makes the timeline a little bit difficult. So we're looking at days, weeks, if not longer, that the body may have been there. However, we are seeking assistance from the public who may have seen something suspicious.
Yes, I'm sure someone will definitely call in when they're like, "Yeah, I saw a guy at the park. He definitely had a female body and he had a whole heap of plastic, you know. I thought about it the other day and I was like, I should call that in." And then I was like, "Oh, you know, I don't want to get involved in, you know, someone's marital dispute. You know, maybe they're just into that type of kinky type of, you know, type of thing." Uh, I'm not sure anyone will call in. What kind of suspicious things are you looking for? A dude walking around with, you know, bodies or plastic, or what are we supposed to be looking for, detective? Glitter says, if she was close by a busy thoroughfare, do you think maybe her body was moved? I think maybe she was dumped, probably from a vehicle. So dead bodies are pretty freaking heavy, even if you're a lady. Have you ever tried to pick up someone who just won't give you any assistance on the ground? Even a female. It not that I'm going to say women are heavy, just all dead weight bodies just weigh a ton. And it takes a lot of effort to move bodies around. So I think this is very much like the Long Island serial killer. He did something very similar. He drove down that very long, isolated road, found a spot he liked, and just sort of pushed them out of the car. And he sort of carried them a little bit, but he sort of dragged them and just threw them into the side of the road. um, yeah, I bet you. Yeah, so imagine a grown adult. It'd be very hard. Rachel says probably dumped in the middle of the night. That's what I'm guessing too. Sean said, FYI, the first fleet landed opposite of the bay. They did, that's right. It was one of the first landing places for Captain Cook. And put the flag up. They only do that at the brothel. Texas Roadrunner says, how high is the fence? It's not very high. I think I can show you. It's let me grab the road. Foreshore Road in Botany. Yeah, I can probably show you. Not if we go that way, but if we go through here. So the fence is right here. If you guys can see that little fence right there, that's the fence that she was over in there somewhere. Actually, that almost looks like the tree we see in the other photo, where you see the detectives behind that fallen tree. They're behind there somewhere. So this is the little tree, the little fence right there. When you get further down, it's covered in weeds and long grass. See, but we can see a little bit of it if we go a little bit down here. See, it's like it's pretty low in some places. It's been damaged, so not that super high. This is a pretty long, very much like the Long Island serial killer, very long, straight road. You'd see other cars coming. you'd know how much time you have to dump a body before you were spotted by another vehicle. There you go, there's another view. So you would know how long. Ah, there you go. History with Sean. History with Sean. Yeah, you could easily just if you're a tall guy, you could probably step over it, even carrying a person. So yeah, there you go. There's the area. So if we zoom out, it's sort of like a double. What do you call this? A double lane highway. Yeah, double lane. So if you go down here though, you get closer to the airport. I wanted to know what that was. I have no idea. But yeah, late at night there wouldn't be very much traffic through here. Most of the traffic that comes through here is industrial or people trying to access the other part of Sydney, but not at like 2 a.m. in the morning. It's not super busy. It's pretty quiet. So yeah, Foreshore Road goes for ages. Look, so if you're on the side of the road right here, you could see off into the distance down here for hundreds of, meters or feet. And you could see in the opposite direction pretty good too, until you get to, there looks like there's a bit of a bend down there. But you would have enough, how long does it take to take a body out of your car and then throw it into the bush? 2 minutes? You probably have 2 minutes before a car saw you. The Wanda Beach murders weren't far either. Yeah, they said that in the article yesterday that this area has been a classic dumping ground for murderers over the last 50 years in Sydney. Yeah, well, the lights, yeah, you'd be able to see them coming a mile off. And if you didn't have lights on yourself, it would make it a lot easier for you to hide. Yeah, I'm going to turn the annoying sound off, but this is the area right here. There's a cop with a tripod. This is a different fence. I don't think this might be the other side. No, there's the road. What are we looking for? Okay, maybe it's a different one. What are we looking for? A black, okay, I see. Okay, not that one, this one. Why does one side have a different fence to the other? That one's got a fence that looks like it hasn't been built in 25 years. And this one looks like it's got a brand new one that was put in, the last 10 years. So she was, okay, sorry, she was on this side of the fence, but this side of the road. There's the park. I don't know. Again, you could just pull up here though. Like they said she was in the shrub area, so here. Somewhere like here. If you just pulled off the side of the road right here and you walked over and just, dropped her behind the fence here, probably the only reason someone found her was because they smelt it. They smelt the decomposition. So there's plenty of places along here that you could do that. Look, there you go. There's another one right there because it's so overgrown. Look. You're not going to walk in here, are you? With all these type of, overgrown plants. There's probably, those plants that will spike you. That type of thing. Blackberry bush or something. So, yeah. If you just dumped her behind that fence, you could just park your car, go to the boot, pick her up in your arms, like under your arms, like you're carrying a child to bed, walk her straight over and just remove your arms and then walk back to your car and drive off. Like less than a minute. Less than a minute and you could be out of there. It's a very pretty park for murder. Yeah, they really got to figure out who she is. I have a bad feeling it's probably going to be someone like a sex worker. I have a bad feeling because if this was a wife of someone that, you know, had a job, had friends, had family, they'd know she was missing already. Not when she's so severely decomposed that they can't tell if she's 50 or 12. So I have a really bad feeling it's someone like that that may be isolated in their life. Sean says you don't drive through that area only if you live on the peninsula or going to get freight. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's mostly industry that goes on that road. It's not really like a thoroughfare for going to Woolworths or Coles. Like, no, it's more if you're like a courier or I don't know, you have some sort of industrial business that works on the docks or something. It's not like you're not going to be driving there at 2 a.m. in the morning unless you have to be there. It's not like a place you're just going to happen to be there at 11:30 at night. There you go. You guys can see some of the docks. Can we go in here? Yeah, we can. Oh my god, all the cars. Oh my god, that's a magic trick. Look at this. They disappeared. And then you go, and they're back. That's a hell of a magic trick. It's better than Houdini. There you go. You guys can see right here. Hi, Rory. What's wrong? Hi, girl. Do you want to come up? No? Okay. Please don't claw my pants. Yeah. So there you go. You can see the there you go. The giant container. These things remove the containers from the ships and bring them into that's probably a customs warehouse, I'd say, or what do they call it, a bonded warehouse, so they can check it. There you go. It's very pretty in this part of it. And then you think just 200 meters up the road, someone dumped a dead body in the bushes. So just down here somewhere. And the black fence. There you go. Would you be there at 2 a.m. in the morning though? To go fishing, unless you're fishing for like, I don't know, squid or something like that. Rio Tinto. It is a great trick. That's right. All right, let's go back to the CEO stuff because that's pretty interesting. But I wanted to give you an update on that because they keep drip feeding us little bits of information about this woman, but unfortunately, not much else than that. Yeah, I just want to check New South Wales Police for a second. Yeah, I don't see anything from New South Wales Police today on their website. Yeah, you guys can see. Appeal to locate missing Murray River man. Woman charged after crash in Earlwood. And third person charged following shooting at Hillston. Okay. Appeal to locate girl missing from Bligh Park. Appeal to locate woman and girl missing from Ryde. Let's have a look. I used to have a girlfriend that lived at Ryde back when I was younger. I used to go to, where was it, like Top Ryde? And I used to go meet her. Lily Cook and Lowana, or is that how you pronounce that? Lowana Cook? One is age. Hey, Rory. Oi. One is aged 27 and one is aged 3 years old. That is very young. Do we have a photo of them? Appeal to locate missing woman and girl. So the woman and girl are missing from Ryde in Sydney. They were last seen in St. Peter's about 3:45 p.m. on Saturday, 7th of December. When they could not be located or contacted, officers attached to Ryde Police Area Command were notified and commenced inquiries to locate them. Lila Lilla is described as being of Caucasian appearance, 165 centimeters tall, thin build with shoulder-length black hair and brown eyes. And her daughter, 3 years old, is described as being of Caucasian appearance, thin build, with shoulder-length blonde hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing white clothes and pink shoes. They were known to frequent Ride DY, Alexandria, and St. Peter's. Anyone who knows where they are is urged to contact Ride Police or Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000. But no photos of either of them. No photos of either young lady. It's an interesting last name, Lowana. Lowana. Okay. Yeah, I can't even find them. Might be a Greek last name or like a Greek. It's apparently it's supposed to. It's like Joanne. Apparently, it's like a version of the name Joanne. Yeah, I can't find any photos of either of them, the 3-year-old or the mom. Yeah, I don't know if Asian, but I get what you mean. When I read the description, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, the mom's Asian, but not sure about that. Hey, Danielle, what's up? Yeah, no photo, unfortunately. No photo. All right. Let's go here. Let's go here. Yeah, apparently his school friends are all coming out of the woodwork to talk about him, apparently. They say 5 words Luigi's classmates used to describe United Healthcare shooting suspect in school yearbook. Oh, great. They're saying the video clip sees the girls walking over a bridge to reach the school and past the sports field. The pair then enter the school corridor where they spy Luigi, his full name engraved on the wall in gold lettering before viewers are presented with a glimpse of his profile page from the yearbook. In his profile, he describes his time at the school. He attended since the 6th grade as illuminating. Yes, I often find high school illuminating. He also writes about he was known by various nicknames, including Pepperoni, Squeege, and GI. Okay. Alongside photos of his classmates and family, he wrote what appears to be a heartfelt message directed towards his family, friends, and teachers. There you go. He was nominated as best at pickup lines in his school. There's his yearbook thing. Seems like he had a lot of people who knew him throughout the school. Uncharacteristic. Why are you sad that the guy got off, or are you happy and you drank too much? If for people who don't know, that there was the decision in the trial in New York about the guy who, subdued the other guy, found not guilty today. So today, yeah, today. Glitter says best at pickup lines, but he went to an all boys school. Maybe they, I don't know. Maybe they practiced on each other. I don't know. Rory. What's wrong? Rory. I don't know. There you go, 2 girls. That's a great screenshot. They're gonna love that. What else does it say? Yeah. He wrote a message to his mom and dad. It says, "Mom and Dad, thanks for dealing with me for these past 18 years. I cannot thank you enough for supporting me along the way. I'll admit, no matter how much I hates it at how much I hates it at the time, your sending me to Gilman was the best thing that ever happened to me. Love you." During his speech at the end of the year, he told classmates they need incredible courage to explore the unknown and try new things, like shooting a CEO. He praised the school for its inventive and pioneering mentality. Yes, the first person to ever shoot a CEO, pioneering that industry. Throughout its time here at Gilman, the class of 2016 has been coming up with new ideas and challenging the world around them. You could apply that to a lot of things. They say he recounted how he and his classmates organized a Chick-fil-A fundraiser and would gather before class to play sports. He says, having great ideas, however, isn't enough to innovate, noting that they also need incredible courage to explore the unknown and try new things. Sorry, I had to get her attention, so I was like through something. They said, just like we've done these past few years, we'll be exploring the unknown, whether that'll be attending colleges across the country, so unknown. Traveling the world during gap years, super unknown. Or fulfilling military service in foreign countries. Thank you for your about to be service. They said, come with us to find the United Healthcare CEO Killer Yearbook. Did someone really do that and they made a TikTok about it? 2016? There he is. He's in the valedictorian list. Oh my god, if I touch it and say his name 3 times, he might appear. Daniel Perry, is that what you're all pent up about? I thought you'd be happy he got off. Probably Gala, yeah. Are you allowed to just go into the school after hours, though? I wouldn't have thought you would be allowed to. Hold on, guys. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sounds like he lived a very fulfilling 18 years at school, at least. Suspect in killing of CEO Brian Thompson was 2016 valedictorian. All right, let's watch that.
Well set. Congratulations. Thank you. Headmaster Smythe, Mr. Hubeck, members of the Board of Trustees, family, friends, faculty, and fellow students, good afternoon. Thank you all for being here to celebrate Gilman's 116th Founders Day. I'm honored to be speaking to you all today on behalf of the Gilman class of 2016. When I started writing the speech, I talked with several students and teachers and asked how they would describe the class of 2016. Many of the students characterized our class as inventive, in both imagination and initiative. At the same time, several teachers reminded me of our class's commitment to Gilman and its traditions. I came to realize that both views are correct. The class of 2016 is truly defined by its inventive, pioneering mentality.
I love high school speeches. It's like watching little kids talk about subjects they have no idea about. It's so much fun. He seems like a dork. He doesn't seem like the lady killer that everyone, makes him out to be now. Danny says, I don't think the DP should have been charged. Well, it's all good. It worked out in the end. C. Taylor says he also went to UPenn. Yeah, University of Pennsylvania. Yeah, he was acquitted. It's all good. I think the only people mad are those the activist people. Apparently they were yelling in court today. They were yelling obscenities in court. Well, everyone keeps describing him as like the hottest guy in school. And he was such, a ladies' man. Cats. I swear to God, guys, we may have to finish up. Danny Mitchell says, easy to say if you didn't go through a trial. I know I didn't go through the trial. I'm just saying it worked out. At least he didn't go to jail. I think there's some legal issues with that trial, though. I heard a commentary today about it from a lawyer saying that they find the verdict very strange because why did they go through that entire trouble of getting that the original charge discounted from the consideration for them all to just agree to the lower charge? They found that very strange because normally if you have that kind of even one person not not willing to vote with the others to get a unanimous decision or whatever or a majority, they said they found it weird that when they lowered that charge, that person just decided to agree with everyone else all of a sudden. They found that very strange, and I was like, yeah, it's an interesting point. Catatonic, hey, it's good to see you, my friend. Rachel said I didn't see pictures of many girls. I haven't either, but I've seen the commentary from people who knew him, who said that he was very popular with the ladies. There you go, there he is. That's a very terrible photo. Makes him look like he's got a fake nose. What do they say here? They say further details on that relative or their identity. Here, what's this? About it. Police also say that Luigi was angry at the way medical insurance industries treated a sick relative. Well, now we know. Apparently, according to that writing, it was his mother. His X-ray also shows an X-ray of a complicated neck surgery, not a back surgery, a neck surgery. They say he was also apparently a fan of the notorious Unabomber. Ugh. They said, imagine a society that subjects people to conditions that make them terribly unhappy, then gives them the drugs to take away their unhappiness. Okay, interesting. They say the concept of mental health in our society is defined largely by the extent to which an individual behaves in accord with the needs of the system and does so without showing signs of stress. Oh, yes. He says he was in the possession of a gun, the silencer, and a fraudulent New Jersey ID when he was arrested on Monday. Yeah, I don't know if anyone saw the copy of the ID. I'm sure you did. It's been all over the media. Here it is. Here you go. Mark Regario. That's a pretty good fake ID. I don't know where he got that. It's not a bad one. It does make his nose look totally different, yeah. Yeah, Rachel says some attorneys are saying it wasn't legal to drop the higher charge. Will be interesting to hear more. I heard that was not I heard that was an overstep of the justice, that they're not allowed to do that, and that it was almost, they were wondering, that's a better way of saying it. They were wondering if it was their way of building in a back door should the jury find him guilty. And it was a way to build in a technicality. I'm not sure because I didn't watch the trial, but that's an interesting viewpoint from someone. They were talking about it today, and I was like, would a judge really do that? Would they build in a backdoor technicality in case everything went pear-shaped and he was found guilty? I was like, I think that would go against the scales of justice, right? Like, they're supposed to be equal. Yeah, he did a book review in January. I heard that people had been going through his Goodreads account, but I don't know if it's still up anymore. Hold on, we can have a look. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's still up. They privated it. They made it private. Who did that? Someone's trying to take all the fun away. That wasn't private earlier. They made it private. He read loads. Yeah, it says 293 books or something. Yeah, 295 books apparently. That's a shame that they took it away. Let's see if I can find a scan of it. There you go. Jenny says the suspected CEO shooters Goodreads paid. Who says there aren't any literary men left? They said clearly written by a mathematics prodigy, reads like a series of lemmas on the question of 21st century quality of life. It's easy to quickly and thoughtlessly it's easy to quickly and thoughtless write this off as a manifesto of a lunatic in order to avoid facing some of the uncomfortable problems it identifies. But it's simply impossible to ignore how prescient many of the predictions about modern society turned out. He was a violent individual rightfully imprisoned who maimed innocent people. While these actions tend to be characterized as those of a crazy Luddite, however, they are more accurately seen as those of an extreme political revolutionary. Okay. As I found online that I think that is interesting, some sort of quote, had the balls to recognize that peaceful protest has gotten us absolutely nowhere. And at the end of the day, he's probably right. Oil barons haven't listened to any environmentalists, but they feared him. Well, you can see where he gets his inspiration from. Apparently, he decided to do something similar. And instead of just talking about it, he decided to just be about it. Very interesting. Yeah, I looked at it a few hours ago and I was going to come back to it, and now they made it private. They may be, because who the hell privates a Goodreads account? Who does that? They're like, oh my god, there's clues in there to his next victim. We have to lock it down. Glitter says this is about a book about the Unabomber. Yeah, it is. It means big eater in Italian. Could be like a male gay porn star name. That'd be cool. Danny Mitchell says about to be about Rikers. Yeah, he's going to go to Rikers Island. Glutton. So not Boomba. Okay. They say he had not updated his Goodreads account recently, but towards the end of the year, he did add Infinite Jest. Okay, I don't know that one. An American Prometheus to his want to read list. Okay, I can't say I've read either of those, but they say his favorite list is full of the kind of non-fiction favorites that right-leaning libertarian types love to peddle. Atomic Habits, The 4-Hour Workweek, and Sapiens all make the list, along with a biography of Elon Musk. Ugh. And the Lorax. Okay. He was less taken with J.D. Vance's Hillbilly Elegy, which he only gave 3 stars. I often give J.D. Vance only 3 stars too. In 2022, he read 2 books about suffering with back pain. Interesting. I don't think I've seen anything. I don't think those notes that we had earlier said why he has back pain, right? I don't think I've seen anything. He explained why his mum got ill, but I don't think I've seen anything that says why he got ill or what happened to his back. It's pretty young to have a pretty messed up back. Let's see. Hold on, let me go back here. Let me see if I've got it. Pre-illustration. No, I don't see anything that talks anything about why he got ill. Just that he says, now my own chronic back pain wakes me in the night. But he doesn't say how he got that, how he got ill. I don't know. A surfing accident? That's pretty interesting. A surfing injury. I hadn't heard that. You guys, I'm a little behind today. Normally, I'm the one that's got all the latest news, but we've been running all over town trying to like do this and send this and get that ready. Let me look it up. Surfing can really mess you up. I had a friend who used to be a very like daily surfer, and he was surfing and he came off a wave, and I'm not sure how this happened, but somehow when he fell off, he had a an ankle strap on attached to the board, and it flung back at him, and the point of the surfboard got him in the forehead, and he had like a giant dent in his forehead like years later, and he apparently like became unconscious in the water and was like pissing out blood for like ages. Had to have like like 25 stitches in his forehead. So like I've heard people that have been uh surfing accidents before. Normally say a shark bit me. That's what all the chicks love. Let's see, New York Times. So apparently he has been arrested and arraigned in Altoona. Let's see if that has that quote. Yeah, they said that when he moved into their Honolulu space in 2022, he mentioned his back issues and said he was hoping to get as healthy as possible in advance of a major back operation. His spine was kind of misaligned. He said his lower vertebrae were almost an inch off. I think it pinched a nerve. Sometimes he'd be doing well and sometimes not. They said he and the others in the community came to understand that the pain was no small matter to a 26-year-old man yearning for a normal lifestyle. Shortly after he moved into surf break, Martin said that Luigi took a group surfing, and suffered such debilitating pain that Martin had to switch out his mattress. Later, he said, Luigi confided that he had no relationship because he knew that dating and being physically intimate with his back condition wasn't possible. I remember him telling me that, and my heart just breaks. Friends said that he lived with significant, sometimes debilitating back pain and underwent surgery for it last year. Jeez. So he had undergone some surgery for it already. That's bonkers. An inch off. That's pretty severe. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I have on it, but I don't know if it was a surfing accident as such, but it sounds like he had some sort of spinal issue. At least that's what it says here. Yeah, what it says? It says R.J. Martin, a friend of Luigi's who lived with in Honolulu, said that the younger man eventually did get spinal surgery in 2023, but when Martin asked via text how it had gone, he replied, "Long story," and did not elaborate. They last texted in April, he said, and promised to catch up via phone, but did not. Apparently he texted him, "Yo, you awake?" Martin said he texted in late May. Then on June 23, "Where in the world are you?" To no reply. So there you go. They say he's been charged in Manhattan with murder. In addition to the murder charge, he also faces 3 gun charges and a forgery charge. So the charge is for the possession of a suppressor. Not suppressor like the meat. That stuff tastes pretty good. But a like a silencer. Yeah, that's crazy. Hoping to get his spine was kind of misaligned. Jeez. Very young to have that type of back issues. Surfing accident in Hawaii. See, Taylor says there was a presser today after his arrest. We played a little bit of it before. We can play more if you really, really want, but I didn't want people to get annoyed at it. Hold on. I can put it back up, but I figured that everyone had heard it. Fox 45 WBFF in Baltimore had it.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Their quality's really great.
Reported that the mail matched the description of.
No, that one's bad. Hold on, I've got a second one. Let me go to the other one. We got another one. Press conference. This one here. Let's go to Fox News.
Our city last week. I'll turn it over to the police
department arrested Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male on firearms charges. At this time, he is believed to be our person of interest in the brazen targeted murder of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, last Wednesday in Midtown Manhattan. The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person, as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset. NYPD detectives are en route to Pennsylvania as we seek to interview the subject further. This apprehension is thanks to the tireless work of the greatest detectives in the world, and of course, the strong relationships we have with our local law enforcement partners. On every level, local, state, and federal, we all serve the same public safety mission. And this case, which captured the attention of an entire nation, is another example of how connected we are and how important it is to work together, share information, and pursue every lead. For just over 5 days, our NYPD investigators combed through thousands of hours of video, followed up on hundreds of tips, and processed every bit of forensic evidence, DNA, fingerprints, IP addresses, and so much more to tighten the net. We deployed drones, canine units, and scuba divers. We leveraged the domain awareness system, Argus cameras, and conducted aviation canvasses. And our detectives also went door to door, interviewing potential witnesses and doing the good old-fashioned police work that our investigators are famous for. This combination of old school detective work and new age technology is what led to this result today. And we must also acknowledge the instrumental role the media and the public played in this case. The images that we shared with the public were spread far and wide, and the tips we received led to the recovery of crucial evidence. We should never underestimate the power of the public to be our eyes and our ears in these investigations. This is the third time in 3 weeks that a member of the public has seen something and said something and done something that led to a high-profile arrest. The triple stabbing homicide in Manhattan, the gunpoint robberies in Queens during which an NYPD officer was shot, and now this. Now, the case will continue through the criminal justice process. And while we are proud of today's accomplishment, we must, of course, remember that a family is in mourning. I want to again extend my sympathies to Brian's family, his co-workers, and all who knew him. Finally, I want to thank the women and men of the NYPD, especially our Detective Bureau personnel, with a strong assist from our intelligence analysts. We also thank the SAC of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division, Leslie Rodriguez-Bekshies. And I want to commend the staff of the Manhattan DA's office, and especially DA Alvin Bragg. He has been working with us 24/7.
You know, I'm all for giving law enforcement a pat on the back when they do a great job, but the case was solved because someone called it in. Not because of like, oh, we had great analysts and they couldn't figure out his name in 5 days. So, I mean, it should be like, we're going to send everyone to the McDonald's in Altoona and give them a contract for our daily breakfast for the next, 5 years. Sean said, thank the McDonald's employee on $25K a year. I know. Some people in the chat said it was actually someone else in the restaurant who told the employee to use the company phone to call in. But either way, whether it was a customer or the employee or both of them together, they need to give them the reward. Like if it is the McDonald's employee, there are some of the most smallest paid workers in America. $60,000, like Sean said, it could be 2 years of wages for them. Give them the money, it'll be life-changing for doing the right thing. Alvin Bragg, why does that sound familiar? Alvin Bragg, I don't know who that is. Is he the DA? He's a Manhattan DA. Okay, I gotcha. This is the crap that makes people salty, right? I bet nobody ever said thank you one time to the YouTubers that kept all this information all over the place. No one ever thanks us. Everyone just goes, oh, those guys online, those stupid web sleuth type people, they suck ass. Oh, they get everything wrong all the time. That's all we ever get. Yeah. Pop all the pills, all of them. Alright. I'm not going to play the entire thing. I think everyone's seen it today. I don't want to be annoying and boring. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm sorry it was a really short show. We got back so late. It's going to be a bit of a funny week with the travel and all that. But I think it'll be fun. I think the travel out to the area will be fun. Although there's 2 or 3 towns we have to cross through before we get to where we're staying, and we will be cutting the stream a couple of towns beforehand just for security reasons. But we got like an hour and 25 minutes or something. I can't remember how long, but I think it'll be a fun drive out there. We're literally driving on the coastline. I wish I could. Hold on. Hold on, I can show you a little bit of it. So there is a highway called, we're going to be on the Bass Highway. We're going to be on the Bass Highway. I wonder if I can show you a random place on it. There we go. This is like the view that you guys will see from the car as we drive. Look at this. It's so pretty. So we're going to be driving down the Bass Highway for, I think it's like hours. So you guys will be able to get to see it all out into the Tasman Strait. The Tasman Strait, probably. So no. No, this is not for the mushroom trials. We're going away for a relative's wedding. We're going to a relative's wedding, so we have to go down there. Bass Strait? Is it the Tasman Strait? Bass Strait? Bass Strait. That's it. Yeah, so you guys will be able to see some cool view just from the road. Look how close to the road it is. There's a train line there too. But yeah, very pretty. So hopefully it won't be overcast like this when we're down there. So we got like hours and hours and hours on the Bass Highway. We basically take this road for 3 hours, and we'll be at where we got to go. So, see, look, there you go. That's better. Less cloud. So yeah, we'll be on the island state of Tasmania. The Tasman Sea. There you go. Mixing up 2 words. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. It'll be fun. Hold on one sec. Hold on. All right. I hope to be on here earlier tomorrow. For tomorrow, I hope to be here maybe even earlier than midnight. Maybe like more like 11. So keep an eye out. I'll put out a thing tomorrow, and yeah, definitely we'll be able to maybe get more hours in tomorrow night. But I can't believe I woke up this morning to all this news, just like news reports everywhere, and they found him, and it was this, and it was that, it was XYZ. So yeah, it was a bit of a an up and down show tonight. I'm sorry about that. I literally just got home. I walked in the door and turned the stream on because it was already so late. I didn't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer. So yeah, slightly short show tonight. Excited to see it? Yeah, you guys will definitely see it. Yeah, it is very pretty there. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the hoodies. Hope you like the designs. They'll look even better in person. And yeah, you guys know how to enter if you haven't already. And I'll be taking a long list of names like I'm Santa Claus to Tasmania with me, so I can put them in the thing that picks names. What do you call it? I don't know. The thing that spins around and picks names. So we'll be doing that on the Friday. Friday for us, Thursday evening for you. So if you want to be here for that draw, Thursday evening, you have a couple of days left. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow night. All right. Good night, everyone. I have to go eat. See you later. Bye. I will. See you later. Good night.